Something I wanted to touch on real quick. I've been noticing a lot. We know that we're pitted against each other. Lately, I've noticed age being used. And I know people are pretty much aware of that, but it's really interesting how it's being used. I always go back to if we were walking more devout in affection for life in general, I think a lot of these issues that are self-made or self-enforced could be, brought to nigh. It really, if if a man's sword fells him, it may not win that battle. That's all I'm saying there. But so a long time ago, like I don't know how long ago, remember the Tide Pod memes? Like, yeah, I that's when I first noticed it, which I thought it was funny that somebody would actually do that, okay? That's why I was like, but I've seen people like on YouTube snort peppers, all sorts of just weird stuff. I'm not even sure, like if you really want attention that bad that you're willing to do that, I feel like that may be some sort of I don't want to say sickness because people like to twist that into a threat, and you know what I'm saying, but that doesn't seem like you shouldn't want attention that bad for people to do some of this stuff. So I have to think, you know, because I'm around a little bit the younger generation, that they're not all like that. I've seen it. They're actually very intelligent, very patient, kind, considerate, a lot of them. Not always in the know, but hey, look at the older generations. You have people who fought, empowered the government, but you have to ensure that that government is serving you if you're going to fight for it. Golly. I mean, I'm not trying to down anybody's commitment. What I'm saying is, who are you committing to? And I honestly have been thinking about it. I think the problem with nationalism is it probably goes directly against globalism. So, right? Right? That's the deal. You cannot help anybody if you can't keep your own head above water. So, I just want to ask everybody to be aware of that stuff. That girl I did a video on, she's either Masonic or Jewish. I mean, she teaches Hebrew, but she has 33s and 32s. I just found out, though, the WW is 33, possibly. So, like, wow, because the white waves in my name. So, anyway, I have all sorts of stuff, numbers in my actual, like, name. That's why, because I try this gematria on myself and on people I know, so I know it's possible for people to have numbers without there being any sort of connection, but oh God, I'm thinking they don't even have to communicate with each other. They just put a number out there, a message, and anyway. However, we should be smart enough to respect each other and not dog the younger generation for not voting, or not dog the older generation for, from our perspective, not being aware of things or whatever the case may be. I've heard, I don't want to use the word, that C actor. Um, I think he's like a member of the FBI's son. I don't remember which shooting it was, but he was talking about how we're gonna have to fix what the parents should have fixed. Now, honestly, I feel like, yeah, we should get on top of it for the kids. What are you gonna leave your kids inheritance? Like, leave them to inherit a burden? Trust me, I realize people haven't really had an issue with that, but guess what? Some of us do. Some of us really freaking do. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who doesn't know what to do exactly. But some of us are not interested in making people feel better because of past wars. You know, if you didn't want those wars, you shouldn't have funded them. And we were the idiots who said, "Here, hold our wallet." You know. Anyway, I'm gonna talk a little bit of smack later. Apparently, they're gonna do all sorts of martial law and stuff. So, in Washington, California, and New York, supposedly on Sunday, they're declaring martial law. I don't know. I think, I watch Blindlight. He's like my favorite. He is my favorite, and I'd like to share some of his videos with you guys. He made a comment that we need to stop pretending their narrative is the truth and start questioning things. I know that a lot of people just kind of go through it. Just so I agree with that. And I also see what he meant, though. I don't know. I don't know. They have a lot of. There are just a lot of people. I've heard before that they're not even souls, that they're just programs. And it makes sense to me. Like, I didn't understand that. Adam Starcy Bay, he has a channel and he talks about a lot of spiritual stuff. And I really enjoy his channel. And he said that they are more like, they're like programs. So many people have souls and a lot of them are just programs. And I didn't understand it until recently, but it makes sense. They lost their soul to the system. Anyway, just thinking out loud with you a little bit. I might do like a why I'm so disappointed with Trump later, but I think everybody knows why he disappoints everybody. You don't bring about prophecies and then expect people to think you're good. Bad prophecies. Um, I've heard that certain supposed prophecies are actually New Age. They're not actually native. And Blindlight talks about that too, how it's not good to let somebody else write your history. That's not really smart. Um, anyway, yeah, the whole Standing Rock thing, I had asked myself, would they allow that? I'm so proud of the vets that went and stood with them. I'm just so disappointed in other people. So he's also talked about take the guns first and ask questions later. He's so pro-Israel. If he was more pro-truth, from my perspective, like not just what you want to see, look at all sides, you know, I think he'd be more respected, but I don't think that's part of his what he's going for. I think he's an interesting character. Anything else about him? Yeah, that'll be it. Like about